All right, well, Jim. You know what that long noise means. The long episode of Dynamite's not over yet.
It continues. There was Jericho, and basically because Taz clapped and cheered for Jericho losing the match last week when Hook stole his finish, the Buckaroos, the Lollipop Guild, have told Chris Jericho that Taz is relieved of his announcing duties and he must leave the arena. And security took him. So the only announcer we might want to listen to has been removed from the premises.
It was a big exposure, I have to say, for the rest of the show, just how inept these commentators are. Excalibur is a piss-poor communicator and a mark announcer, and Tony Schiavone is as useless as anyone has ever been on a microphone. Plus, don't ever forget, he is the voice of the failure of WCW in a lot of ways. This was atrocious, these two on commentary together.
I'm hoping that Taz in the previous break said, you know what, my hemorrhoids are flaring up. Can you get me out of here? Because else there was no reason. There was no reason.
Where's Tony Khan?
Well, yeah, he's in the back. He just won't come out and show his face when something like this goes on.
If you're Taz and you're removed from the building, do you say anything to Tony as you're being dragged past Gorilla?
Good. Yeah. Well, no, because you know that if you do, he will fire you because he's feared for his life.
I didn't say lunge at him. I said just say something.
Well, it's the same thing.
Well, I guess he did call that a lunge. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. If you get a finger pointed in your face with some vehemence while you're being told you're a fucking idiot, that's a lunge.
We'll find out what happened.
Taz had to go past Tony.
Yeah. It's like the heels and the babyface authority figures act independent of each other for no reason. Shivani's still Excalibur's making announcements on behalf of Tony Khan. Daniels is there on behalf of Tony Khan. Jericho went to the Bucks and got to do something to change the broadcast. How? Why?
It's almost like that, things are chaotic and disorganized behind the scenes, much as some of the recent AEW departees have commented.
We'll mention that maybe in a little while, but we're going to go now to the segment Taz Gone.
Yes, Joe, Hook, and Shapoopy beat Brian Cage, Bishop Khan, and Tia Leone with triple sleepers, and they fixed it where I can't watch Samoa Joe now. And then Big Bill and Brian Keith hit the ring with chairs and stopped the baby faces, Joe and Hook and Shapoopy. But did you know Brian Keith was wearing the sling on his arm that has allegedly been bad that took him out of the 6-man tag match at Forbidden Door. And he comes in with the sling trying to hit him with the chair from behind, but nobody was selling it because they couldn't feel it. And he would hit one guy in the upper back thigh or whatever, boo. And then he pulled the sling off and was using the arm fine. And so did they just take him out of the Forbidden Door to get another forbidden refugee from Guatemala, Jeff Cobb, in the match?
I don't know. Good question. Jeff Cobb is not from Guatemala, by the way. I think he's from California.
Well, I'm just saying he's from the Forbidden Door because he's from New Japan. He comes in just to do a job once a year, sort of like Roughhouse Fargo, but he didn't do no jobs. But anyway, Brian Keith pulls the sling off. They get sloppy heat on the baby faces. Jericho gets in and hits Hook with a set of knucks, and the fans chant, "Please retire." And then they slide a table in. It goes on forever. Nobody tries to help. It's just by the rote numbers. And then Big Bill puts Hook through the table. Why did they have a big giant beatdown about 30 minutes before they were going to end the goddamn program with a big giant beatdown? That's just a thought I had.
I think people need to check out this match for Jericho on commentary. Unbearable isn't strong enough.
I didn't hear it. I couldn't bear it.
He's come up with something to make himself as insufferable. The gimmick is I'm as insufferable as imaginable. as if that's something people want to see more of. People just want him to go away. He's fighting it. He's dragging other people down with him. But this is the single worst gimmick or thing he's done in his career. And he has done a world of stupid in just the last 5 years. This is the most counterproductive, garbage nonsense. Talk about another guy talking fake on the show. Not good. This was so bad. The commentary alone was awful.
Well, another of
And the
our
gardeners are here. They just got here, so they're going to be bothering me over here now.
Now, this is a goddamn holiday weekend. How dare they?
That's why they didn't come yesterday.
Well, how dare they garden on a holiday weekend when people are, well, you're not having any outdoor function. You're sitting here talking to us.
No, but we do have some functions happening this weekend. But for the record, it is
Are you functional this weekend?
It is hot. There's been rain. It's hot and sticky. We need someone to take care of this grass before it gets hotter and stickier.
Well, if it's rain, then it's wet. It's just going to clump up, and they're going to make tracks.
Yeah, they do that. These fucking lazy guys. I got to talk.
Yeah, see that now our true feelings come out.
When you brought up the wet grass, you brought back a bad memory.
Yep. See that, and you know, my mother used to make me eat wet grass when I was a kid.
What?
Well, it was better than trying to eat that dry shit.